I don't know if I should like switch my shirt, make it seem like it's a different day. Hi guys, welcome back. Today's video is going to be my favorite, a book haul. Now this book haul is not really, it's not too small, it's not too big. It's my favorite book haul though, because most of these books, you know what I'm saying, I ain't had to buy them myself. Shout out. We love people who support our habits, especially when you ain't gotta buy. I feel like that's the best book you can get, the ones you ain't buy. So one thing though about this book haul, and I feel like it's the same like the last book haul, because it was a lot of self-help books in that book haul as well, and it's gonna be a lot of self-help, healing, psychology books in this book haul as well. I prefer buying self-help books for some odd reason in physical form, because I just feel like it sits better with me when I actually physically read it. I just love having these books to be able to go back. I'm kind of trying to stop buying so many books because I don't really make it through my TBR as quickly as I buy books. I think my physical copy TBR, you heard I said physical copy TBR. It's not counting ebooks, okay? And almost 100 books at this point because I keep adding books and I'm not reading. And I'm supposed to be on this book ban to where I need to read at least 20 physical copy books of my physical collection before I can purchase any more books. And so far, since saying that, I feel like I read at least 4 books of the physical. I don't know, like I don't know if I'm an emotional reader or what. I got a short attention span. I don't know if I said that in the last video. It's like I can pick a book up. You don't put me in by page 2. I kind of put it down, pick up another one. That's kind of how I read. And it takes me a minute to get into it. But once I do get into a book that I like, I can fly through it. So the first book that I ended up purchasing is actually a repurchase. It's called The 4 Agreements by Reese. It's a Tolic wisdom book. I have already read this book before, but I lent it out and I haven't got it back yet. And I saw this and I'm like, this is a great book, and it was at Goodwill for like $1, I think. And I'm like, I can't, and it's still in great condition. So I was like, yeah, no, I really want to read this again. It popped up, might as well re-get it. Next book I ended up buying at the same time is called The Powerful Full Engagement. I am an extreme procrastinator and I'm trying to work on it. I feel like it's a learned behavior. Like I wait till the last minute to get things done, and since I'm successful that way, or me having a short time frame to get things done, it forced me to do it. But I'm trying to learn how to manage my energy, not my time, so I can be more productive and not waste so much time doing things, because I'm starting to realize I feel like I waste a lot of time doing nothing when I could then get the project done and then open room up for me to do something else. And I feel like that book should help me, right? It should. I told you I'm trying to go in order, but I don't even know at this point. But yeah, these are 2 books I wanted for my birthday. I got Why Men Love Bees, From Doormat to Dream Girl, Woman's Guide to Holding Her Own in a Relationship. And you know, I just love finding out ways to be the better, you know what I'm saying? So we got this book. I don't know if it's gonna actually help with that or what it's supposed to do. I think this book was also on TikTok. A girl was like, yes, you need to read it. This book does so much for you. That's why we got this one. This book, I just mentioned in my other video, I really wanted it for a long time. It's called Overcoming an Angry Vagina. It's a womb wellness book. I am getting into more womb wellness books, and I will end up having a video for that on just like books for your yoni space and different things, just so y'all know which books to read and help you out, because I've been reading them and I really do feel like it's genuinely helping me as a person and a woman. So, but I got smoked with this book. Now this book was $38, right, at the time, and I was like, that's why I didn't want to buy it myself. I'm like, I can't see myself spending that much on a paperback. Now I thought this book was gonna be thicker like her other book that she got, the is it Sacred Woman book? Yeah, I thought it was gonna be big like that. So getting this book and realizing it's not even 200 pages, $30, sis. And now this book you can't really get it nowhere, and they upping the price too. But that means it's exclusive and they got some great stuff in here. So I ain't gonna knock it, because I feel like it really will help you. So we're gonna read it and see. The next book I end up getting is Healthy Eating by Linda Page. Now, I've been getting into a healthier lifestyle and been looking for resources to just help me, because like I don't want to just do something without not having the knowledge and behind it. And I'm also getting into a few other things as well, and I need to study for some things. So I got this book. I'm actually really happy though, because this book is like $38. You know, I can understand it's kind of a textbook, but on thrift books I think it was like $8, and I was so excited, and that's why I ended up getting this book. And this book made me buy more books, because you know, thrift books, I'm trying to tell you, y'all be getting books for literally clearance prices, like 70% off, and you need $15 to get free shipping. So $8, you know, I threw more books in that cart to get them. Okay, I got free shipping. And where this just has different things that you can eat for the body that's gonna help you, for your body to be at like a better state, and like foods to avoid when you're trying to prevent certain things from happening, like if you bloated all the time, what foods to stay away from and stuff like that. But I can't wait to read this one. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna pull this book out next, because I feel like I be saying like I can't wait to read it, and it's like, girl, how many books have you read? But I read this one, so I ended up reading this one. It's called The Wheels of Life. Don't know if I talked about it yet, but I ended up picking this book up. I wanted it for some time. It's basically touching and talking about everything about the chakras. If you don't know, you got 7 of them. This book though is a bit wordy. Like, they were saying some stuff where I'm just like, I get you trying to have us gain our own perspective on things, but like, can you get to the point? Because you boring me a little bit, like, honestly. That's why I don't think I gave this one a high reading, but it do have different poses and stuff you can do. It does have some information. You see, I do have tabs in it, but it just wasn't as what I thought it was going to be. The next book I ended up picking up is called Meeting the Shadow, The Hidden Power of the Dark Side of Human Nature. I am really into the shadow side of things. Like, when you actually start reading books, when it tells you about like your shadow, the stuff you're not aware of. I recently read, well, not recently, but this year read the can't even think of the name. I'm gonna put it up, but it was talking about like the shadow side of intimate relationships, and that book was like phenomenal. I feel like that's my favorite book of the year. And so I really want to read this one, because it really helps you, especially because I feel like we all experience rage, jealousy, lying, all those intense negative emotions, and it helps us decipher it. So the next book I ended up picking up is called The Noonday Demon. It's just the Atlas of Depression. Somebody said this was a good book. I ain't really looking forward to reading this one, because it's kind of big. It's all about depression, and who wants to read this big of a book? But I mean, of course I want to read a big book, but like, I feel like the topic is going to be heavy, and I just feel like I'm going to feel like I'm studying. Like, I feel like I'm going to be studying with this one. So we're going to wait on that one. I got it though. Look, I ended up picking up, it's called The Urban Tantra. Yeah, I saw it at Barnes and Noble, and then it was on thrift books for like half the price, so I had to get it. It just has different ways to rethink certain things in life, and how to, you know what I'm saying? We just gonna leave it at that. I don't know what's in it for real, but we gonna read it. See, I thought of holding off on this book haul, because I'm like, I definitely can get more books soon. Should I make it an extremely big book haul, or should I wait? Because I have almost 20 books. You know, you have a bad habit if you like, yeah, it's a small book haul, but 20 books is a lot of books. And I think I got all these books discounted too, so even better. The next book I ended up picking up is called Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. I feel like this book got good stuff in it too. I just gotta read it. I feel like it's gonna be really motivational. Somebody was raving about it and was like, oh my god, this book would change your life. And so that just was all I needed to pick it up. I look forward to reading it though. The next book I ended up picking up is called The Hidden Messages of Water. Oh, in The Hidden Messages in Water. I feel like this book is like a book that's recommended when they have like the different spiritual books that you want to read. I'm not sure why though, but I feel like it's pretty interesting just to learn about it. So that's why I got this one. This is not the top of my TBR though, so he's kind of getting neglected for the time being until I finish reading some of these books. Now, the next book I end up getting is called Psychic Power of Pyramids. Now, this is the only book that I have an issue with when it came to purchasing books off of thrift books, because most of them you can see are in good condition. This one kind of old, and I think I paid like $8 or $10 for it. Well, I ain't pay, but I'm like, this book kind of, the condition then is like a $5. I would have been happy with it. But it's The Mysterious Soul Power of the Pyramids. If y'all watched things like regarding the Mayans and what the pyramids represent, I feel like this is gonna correlate with that, and I just rather read something than watch it. So I got this book. The next book I end up picking up is called Herbal Remedies. I am currently reading this book now. I'm not counting it as me reading it though, because like I'm just like flipping through the pages trying to learn about the different herbs that's in here, and I'm not really reading it like straight through like page to page. I'm just kind of flipping through it, turning back and forth, writing stuff down. So I mean, of course it gets counted in my overall total of reading books, but I don't really count this as the book that I'm reading currently, if you feel what I'm saying. The next book I end up picking up is If He Had Been With Me. This book ironically has been on my TBR for some time, and I didn't know because it had a different cover when I was at the bookstore, and I always take pictures of the books covers that like intrigue me so I can revisit them later. I ended up posting about this book saying it was like very devastating and it was heartbreaking, and I feel like I have not yet had a book to do that to me this year, so I'm trying to give this book a try. And that's why I picked it up. But I kind of find it crazy. Like, you've been wanting to read this for a minute too. So, should I read it now? Should this be included in my 24-hour reading? I don't know. It might be. You know, we're going to set this one on this side because that might be coming. Next book I ended up picking up is called Living Untethered by Michael Singer. Now, I read his The Untethered Soul. I'm like, was it last year? But I think I was gonna say, wait, no, like time is all messed up in my head at this point. I don't know what's what what year we in, to be honest with you. But I ended up reading his Untethered Soul, and he has so many phenomenal like viewpoints and helping you think through life that him having another book, I just had to pick this up. I don't even think I reviewed The Untethered Soul. I should do a spiritual recommendations book as well, because that book literally is a reread, and I will be rereading it soon because it just sticks with you. And his books are so easy to get through because they're like, each chapter is 1 to 2 pages, and I was even like flipping through the headers of this book, and I was just like, you know, we love good chapter names. It's called The Brilliant Human Mind, like the power of creation, the origin of matter. Like, this is the conversations we love to have or love to read about, because it's just, it changes. Can't tell, my therapy is books. I don't go to therapy. I just read a book and it helps me change my mental state. So anywho, the last book is probably, I'm not gonna say I saved the best for last, but see, John. It Starts With Us by Colleen Hoover. Now, that book review I'm supposed to be doing on all these Colleen Hoover books is definitely coming to you in the near future. It really is. And it's crazy because I was only going to do like 4 of them, but then I ended up reading our other book, and then this book ended up coming out. So I don't know if I'm going to include this one or just keep this as a separate book, because I feel like Colleen Hoover is becoming so controversial that I want to review it in my opinion. People have their opinions. Some people feel like, oh my god, best author of all time, and the other people like, she sucked. You can't catch the word I said, but she sucked. Okay, but I don't know, I did really like It Ends With Us as a book, so we're gonna see where It Starts With Us takes us. So thank you for coming to this book haul, because those are all the books that I have to show you guys so far. I'm kind of glad that I didn't wait till I purchase more books to do this book haul, because I definitely have some more books sitting in my cart. We waiting on to press that place order button, because I told myself no more books, but my impulses, my urges, the part of me that's telling me I'm deserving, say go ahead and get your books in. So we gonna see. I'm gonna probably do the 24 reading challenge and see how many books I can read, and then probably treat myself